Kevin was a great guy. He was the best husband. He literally worked so hard to give us everything, you know, and he was loyal and dedicated.
We were jokesters. We joked a lot, mostly inappropriate stuff.
My dad was a very friendly person. I would say he was an extrovert.
We all meet those types of people who just have a natural influence because of who they are. And Kevin had a big frame and a big personality.
His big thing was he'd come into a party and go, woo! And just walk around and do that to people.
He was one of those magnetic personalities where you wanted to be with him, you wanted to be around him, and people enjoyed working for him. I met Kevin when we worked together at OEG, it was Oregon Electric Group. Kevin and the Kind family, or the Kind clan, they lived out on the west side, out there in God's country, in the farmland northwest of Hillsboro.
We grew up just a couple years apart in age, and there weren't no neighbors. It was us. We did everything together.
Kevin was really competent and knew what he was doing as an electrician. He knew what needed to happen and probably what should be happening, and he wasn't afraid to tell you about it. But he did it in such a good-natured way that it was endearing.
He had so much drive. He always just wanted to be better, to better himself.
The type of construction I am in is high-tech industrial. It is a lot faster paced than people think it would be. A really tough part of being a tradesman is being there every day. And that's a lot of people struggle with, a balance between family life and work life.
He had worked his way up to superintendent. He went from apprentice to journeyman to foreman to general foreman to superintendent. He was recognized so well that they would send him out of state.
It was while he was traveling with his brother on a project that his cardiac trouble started. So Kevin and his brother were up north of Seattle. Schedule was tough. They had to work extra hard and extra long to bring that thing back on schedule.
He asked if I would come up there and join him to do QA/QC. So he woke up and he was like, man, I'm not feeling good. And he's like, I think we got to go to the hospital. So we called an ambulance. Once we got to the hospital, it was like 4 hours. The nurse said, you better call his wife and get her.
I got a call from Corey a while later, and he was like, they're taking him into emergency surgery. You know, you need to get up here. I got there, and he was already in surgery. I didn't get to see him. And he went into surgery. He came out, but he wasn't conscious. And just from Tuesday night to Friday morning was just a slow shutting down. By like Thursday, they were like, we need to check brain activity. And they checked, and there was none. And so Friday, we turned the machines off. You know, your partner in life and everything, and the father of your kids, and just watching them slowly pass away was pretty traumatic.
That was the time when we started asking ourselves internally, with the safety department and executive team, what are we doing? What are we doing for our people? What are we doing to our people? What needs to change? That led to a discussion, and obviously it amplified our engagement with the American Heart Association, but it just hit so heavily when somebody that you appreciate and enjoy so much wasn't going to be there anymore.
We had a saying that we weren't on the thinking crew, we were on the drinking crew.
He definitely didn't take care of himself like he should have, you know. He was not great about going to the doctor.
People in my line of work need to really think about your health, your heart health, your mental health.
I don't think Kevin was one who said, I don't feel well, I'm going to go to the doctor. That's not what Kevin or guys like Kevin in our industry think of first.
But you have to figure out a way to get some type of exercise in, drinking plenty of water.
It is an aggregation, it is a stacking up of small adjustments, and those small and simple things then together bring great changes that really last. When you're a manager or a leader and you truly care about the people you lead, you need to address the things that really matter. And sometimes it can be uncomfortable, but that's less uncomfortable than showing up to their memorial service.
Kevin will want to be remembered as being a good dad.
You know, about 9 months after, I realized, well, this is the worst for them. I got to have 20 amazing years with him. I got to have the love of my life. They have to go at everything not having their dad there.
He was just a really wonderful person and a wonderful dad, and he always treated us right, and he always treated Mom right, and I just miss him a lot.
When he was alive, he was like, I want everybody to come to my funeral. I want to have the biggest funeral that ever was. and he did.
When I saw how loved he was and how many people's lives he touched, and I saw his wife and children there, and you realized what a gap now was there for them that they were going to have to fill and deal with, it was motivating. It was really motivating to move forward the campaign to say, well, there's a bunch of things that we can now work on preventing.